Alright guys, I have not rotated everybody yet this morning, but a lot of these guys are looking a lot better. So obviously the shorter ones are the ones that I pulled out earlier on, but these are the ones that were struggling initially. Some of them have been thinned back, some of them we're going to transplant today. So some of these are just looking much healthier. That cabbage I broke, but the other two are looking really good. Broccoli, some tomatoes. That's either cabbage, cauliflower. That's cauliflower. See, there's tomato looking good. Just not looking too shabby. Snapdragons are looking very, very thin. This one's the first one that I didn't think would make it anyway, and he's tried, but I doubt he will. This one is doing okay, but whew, tiny. I also pulled out a few more since I last checked in with you guys, so I'm not sure what you guys have seen, but some of these are just teeny tiny and new. What is that? Oh, that guy was empty. I didn't mean to put him up there. Whoopsie. That is the only tomato that did actually die off fully, was the one I just showed you guys that I pulled out of the way, the yellow pear tomato. But all of these are just looking really good, nice short little stout sprouts, you know. Everybody's been bottom watered and such. I guess these guys probably haven't, 'cause some of these I just pulled, but we are gonna go check the bathtub because I forgot to pull some yesterday. So I pulled some the day before yesterday and the day before that. So we're about a day behind, and then we'll get moving on everybody, but I wanted to show you guys the seedlings we missed. Okay guys, I do expect there to be more in here. Sorry, I forget to not whisper. Oh yay! I knew there would be. So the other day when I came in, the carnival blend peppers was ready. A lot of the peppers honestly have been ready. It's been the trend. I still don't have any celery or Brussels sprouts, which I'm starting to get worried about. What is this guy? Cauliflower. So let's see. I believe, unless I'm missing something, I think that's the only one, guys. I believe that is all. Yep. I'm gonna have to check my other packets. Alright, so let's pull this cauliflower and cover it back up. Alright, I'll put this guy in his new home. There we go. So I think we're gonna set up the new plant shelf today. And then I have more news about that as well. Tough? Hi, baby. You're so beautiful. Are you hanging out with Mama? Getting some garden done? Toffee. Hi, baby. You're like, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing, Mom? Hi. Oh, careful. It's okay. What are you doing? You're so cute. My baby girl. Hello. Oh. Okay. She's a good girl. I love you. Alright guys, we're back in my favorite room, the plant room. And thankfully I figured out what was wrong with my phone storage, so I can actually talk to you guys today while we plant new seeds and do transplants and stuff. It'll probably be 2 different videos, but we are going to jump right in, and I'm going to actually get to chat instead of doing speed ups. So I can't wait to explain a few things. Let's go. I went ahead and set up all the cups because my dogs were barking, so I figured I would get something done really quick. They're gonna keep barking, but you know, no reason to hear them extra while we watch that. I'm gonna make a soil scoop really fast with this leftover orange juice jug. I went ahead and grabbed these scissors and pushed in this one spot very carefully until I actually heard the air push, and then I just pushed a little bit more to make a big enough hole that I could then start cutting it like this. And I did one cut. Hey, Top, watch out. And so I'll show you guys what I'm doing. I've never done this before, but I hope it works. I saw a different video about a soil scoop like this, so it's kind of just what I'm looking for. It doesn't have a handle. I think theirs was like a milk jug, which I could use, but these bags are pretty small, and I don't really save my milk cartons, even though I should. Hey, I save pretty much everything else. I don't know why I don't save my milk cartons. I don't know what I'll use this for, but I'll try to find something. Maybe a bug trap of sorts. Put those there. Sorry, that was loud. So, the angle of this should make it easier, hopefully, to scoop the soil. So let's see. Well, this one I can kind of just dump. Anyway, while we fill, I'm going to talk to you guys. I guess it's a little too full to dump. So, first things first, let's talk about my phone storage. Figured out what was going on. I was deleting each video after getting it posted for you guys, which meant sometimes I was clearing up an hour worth of video at a time, and I was really only able to record most of the time one video at a time because of the storage issue. So, and there were a lot of videos that got cut off because of it. I tried to use my camera, and it was taking hours to try and get it uploaded to the computer so I could merge it together to make it a YouTube video. I considered buying a video camera, but I just really don't have the funds for that right now. With all that being said, it was about 2 weeks of figuring out why on earth my storage was so full when I had 2 terabytes on iCloud. And I'm only using 200 gigabytes of it. So finally, I remembered last night out of the blue, hey, there's a recently deleted file. And I went and checked, and it was super full of stuff, and I deleted all of it, and my phone went down to 85 gigabytes from 124. So, I solved the problem for the most part. I'm not sure why there's 80-something on there when I have iCloud, but who cares? That should be enough to record a video all the way through. So with that being said, that's the storage situation. Update on that. Hey, excuse you, Miss Curious. The reason I have this Missy in here with me, normally she'll probably be in here with me anyway, but today she's actually locked in. And the reason for that, hey, I know you like dirt, but you're gonna have to just be respectful and listen. Toph, lay down and get your bone. Come. Good girl. So she's in heat. We have 4 dogs and 2 fosters, and one of our fosters is older. She's the first one we got. She's just an old girl and she doesn't have much time left. The other one was scheduled to be euthanized within 2 days. Not for aggression, just because they didn't have space for her. This soil is very wet. Hey, So we took her in, and we've got everybody right now. So she's in heat. She's the only one that wasn't a rescue. She's the only one that's a purebred. And she's the only one that I got from a breeder. She's the only one I got as a puppy. All my other ones I got at 1.5 years or older. So, she is not spayed yet. We'll phrase it like that. She's not spayed yet. And none of these dogs are a breed that she could be with even if she was going to be breeding, which she's way too young for. So with that being said, that doesn't change the fact that they still smell her hormones, and the house is just full of hormones. Obviously, we're keeping everybody separate. There's only 1 dog that we're letting her be with right now, but everybody else is completely separate, so they all have their kennels, and that works fine. But, oh my god, they have been, whew, my brain is just overwhelmed. This morning has been very stressful, and I wanted to be real with you guys about that because I didn't want to sit down and just act like everything is always peachy in life. It's not. I mean, we all have stressful days, and luckily I have the ability to sit here and garden right now. There were parts of me that absolutely wanted to leave this morning and go do something else, but I don't have anything else to do, and I need to get this stuff done. And, hey, watch out, miss. Nope. And I just wanted silence, honestly. I like silence a lot of the time, so if I'm not listening to YouTube videos or something, you know, then I'm probably in silence. I do love music, but for years, for pretty much my entire childhood until I moved out, my mom had music playing almost every second of the day. While we were sleeping, she had music playing. John Mayer albums, like not even sleepy type music. During the day, she constantly had music playing, which is great. But I also think silence can be really good too. And there was never any silence. So I think as an adult, I've kind of overcompensated for that by having too much silence sometimes. So I listen to a lot less music than I should, I guess, but I love music. I have my own love for music. I'm at this point in life where I have a lot of things I want to learn. I want to learn more about gardening, even though I already know a lot. There's always so much more to learn. I want to continue to listen to some of the same things I've already heard again, so that way I can be reminded of gardening tips that I forgot to write down initially that I thought I would just remember, you know. I'm learning information about sewing / quilting. I want to learn how to can. I want to learn all kinds of things. So with that being said, music doesn't help me with any of that. I love music, but it doesn't help me with any of that. And what does is educational videos. So instead of filling my silence with music, I either fill it with education that I genuinely enjoy. And I tend to do that like 8 to 10 to 12 hours of my day every day, except weekends. Or I let it be silent and I just think about things. And sometimes there's music. But probably 2% of the time I have music going. Maybe 12% of the time it's silent. And the rest of the time is educational videos. Or possibly talking to somebody, but mostly educational videos. I guess 5% of the time I'm talking to somebody. And that doesn't include sleeping time. That doesn't include nighttime after work and stuff. At night, usually I stop listening to my videos. I get stuff done around the house because, I don't know. When I'm alone, it's different. When I'm alone, I don't mind filling all of my time with listening to videos. Like I could sit there and listen to them while I'm cleaning and stuff, but other people don't want to hear my stuff. So then it's like, okay, fine, I guess we'll switch to TV or we can listen to music. My whole point of all that was with her being in heat and me loving my silence, or just the silence and peace that comes with listening to one person talk calmly. It has been very disruptive. She's been in heat for about 2 weeks. I love her to death. It's not her fault. I love my other dogs to death. It's not their fault. But oh my goodness, they are losing their minds. Their hormones, even though they're in kennels and we're doing the best we can. I mean, everybody's been completely separate, but we're just doing the best we can to keep everybody comfortable and cared for, even having to be separated like this. And oh my goodness, they're just constantly, I think there was a few hours last night where they were silent, but it feels like 90% of the time that I'm home during the last 2 weeks has been just constant whining from 2 of the boys because they can smell her, and it's getting to the point where my brain is going to shut down on me. So this morning it took me about an extra hour to get started with you guys than I wanted to, because I was meditating for just a minute. Of course the dog started barking during the meditation, but you know, you work through that. That's part of meditating. I put one of my boys' kennels in the garage. That way I can have some little silence for a while. And that helped for a minute, and then the other boy was Havoc, so then I had to put his kennel on the deck. That way they're not near each other, like amping each other up. So I've got them all separated right now, which, I mean, they've been separated, but like their kennels are in different places than normal. And our foster girl, she's just been very, or our younger foster girl, the one that probably won't get to finish her life with us, she'll get to go find a new home, a new best friend. Our other girl is pretty much gonna, she's a foster, we won't officially adopt her, but she'll probably finish off her life here with us where she's loved. So the younger foster, our newer one, she's been very talkative this morning as well. Her window, she has her own room, and her window has, it has a window. Her room has a window, goodness, sorry guys, that overlooks the only neighbor on my street. There's only me and one other neighbor. I mean, there are other people in our neighborhood, but this specific little spot right here. And she can see their dogs, and then I also have a backyard fence that faces my house, so a different neighbor. And their dogs never are quiet, ever, ever, ever. It's 7:30 in the morning this morning, and they're super loud. My dogs are going nuts. Not all of them, just 3 of them. The girl with her own room, which is Sky, and Skipper and Bullet, which are the boys who have to be on the deck in the garage right now. And just between that, like I've been hearing dogs barking this entire video, so we're already probably 20 minutes in. Already filled this many cups, did the initial seedlings and such with you guys. I don't know how I'll clip it all together yet, but you know, I did all of that so far, and they're still not being quiet, so it's all right. Trying to find peace. That's why I took a minute and meditated before I came to start this with you guys, because I can't just go from like, oh my goodness, be quiet, to, yeah, let's garden, you know. I needed to get to a happy place before I do something happy, you know. Even though gardening is my happy place, I don't want to come into it with a negative mindset. I don't want to ruin my happy place. So in that sense, I wanted to find happiness before entering my happy place and poisoning it, you know? So the happy place has not been poisoned today. Anyway, we've talked about the iPhone storage. We talked about the dogs. I'm really enjoying this stool, guys. Normally I'd probably just sit on the ground to do this. So this is much nicer. Excuse me, I need to get another bag of soil. Look how cute my little girl is over here. I love her. Alright, let's do this. I have 4 arrow gardens. I don't know if you guys know what arrow gardens are. If you don't, feel free to go look it up. I'm going to explain it the best way I can. It's a little compact, light growing system for your countertop in the kitchen. Mostly for herbs. I suppose they probably make a larger one for vegetables. Some people might grow leaf lettuce in it, something like that. I'm not sure. It's pretty tiny stuff, and it's hydroponic, so it's sitting in water. It does not have an accurate timer. It does have a timer. It does not work well. It does not work on the time that a plant needs to be on, and I really don't like that, so it has caused a lot of stress. We honestly didn't technically buy them to keep. I did like them. I think I wanted to keep 1, but we bought 4, and we got them on sale. They're currently $128 on Walmart. And I'm not going to say how much we paid for ours. I don't even remember 100% for sure, and it was on sale, so it doesn't even matter because it's not something that can be... It's not a deal that can be found again. It's been probably a year and a half, 2 years, but they still have the exact same model. $128 right now. So it was a good investment had I not opened all the boxes, except 1. I did not open 1. The one that I did not open, I should be selling today. So I'm hoping that they do follow through with the pickup, and that'll be after lunch. And then, if that's the case, that's not gonna work. If that's the case, I'm going to use the money from that to then pay for under-the-counter LED lights to put on my plant shelves. So I was not going to do grow lights this year for my seedlings. because I just didn't have the extra money for it. But I've had this arrow garden listed on Facebook for probably a year and a half now. To finally sell it is awesome. And I am definitely ready to get some grow lights in here. So what I'm selling it for is more than the cost of the lights that I'm getting, and I might possibly spend a tiny bit extra and get and just like fill it, because it's like almost 1.5 times the cost. So I might just cover the rest to get a second set, and that way I'll have 12 3-foot LED strips. But I'll link the ones I'm talking about too. Even though I haven't bought them yet, I will link them for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then if I do get to buy them this year, I'll definitely do a testing and setup video for you guys. But I'm going to be setting up my other shelf soon, and I just really think it would be beneficial. I can't obviously put it above the top plants because the ceilings are so far away. It'd just be a lot of work and chain. But it does give me the ability to use these lower shelves. So I may not even put it on the shelves that are currently getting light. I might only do it on the ones that aren't. That way I can get more space out of my shelves. So we'll see. I'm not exactly sure yet how it's gonna go. I could tell you a solid plan, but then when the time comes, it could change. And there's no point in stressing about that. So we'll just focus on this for now. And, you know, like I said with the seedlings, again, there was no point in stressing about that. You just do what you can. And in that moment, what I could do was research. Research told me cinnamon might help. And to keep them stronger with a breeze, so the fan. And from there, I just made sure to keep a better eye on watering, because that is one thing I have a hard time with, is making the time to consistently come in. Honestly, at this point, I need to come in here every day, check which ones the soil is feeling slightly dry on, and bottom water them. And anything that you're having to do every single day when you're also trying other things to make money, because this isn't paying you full time, is hard. So, you know, no excuses, but I think if you manage what you can for the day, that's all right too. And I'm putting a lot of work into this garden, so there are going to be times where it's not perfect, but I'm confident that it will be good. It'll be hopefully fantastic, hopefully better than my expectations, and hopefully better than our CSA supporter expectations. I am almost out of soil, and this is my last bag. I have so many more cups. Oh, man. Well, some of these I may have to come back later and fill. I'm not even sure where I'm going to get this soil, or what soil I'm going to come back and fill with, because this was from Amazon, and I'd like to use more of it, but that's all I have for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.5 that didn't get filled. And then I was 7 or I think 6 short. So that's 14.5, but there's 1 that I can use. I could maybe use that one. No, because it doesn't have holes. Oh man, but I wasn't. Oh, guys. 13.5 short, plus these. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Oh, I still have 29 more soil cups to fill. So I don't even think these would make the difference anyway, but that's okay. We're starting the transplanting. We'll do seeds later. And I will go pick up a bag of something today that I can use, and we'll come back to it later. All right, so with that, sorry guys, I get kind of, like I said, I really enjoy silence, so sometimes I get a little distracted in my own self and what I'm doing. So that sounds strange, but just in the sense that I get focused is a better way to phrase it. I've seen somebody else do this, but they had a tiny version of it when they did it, so I don't know how well it'll work. I'm gonna be super careful not to damage the plants. However, this tool is made to remove roots, so let's see. Oh, I didn't even think about needing more labels when I do this. Goodness. Goodness. All right, here we go. I do see some little rooties. I should have dug my hole deeper to begin with. There we go. Yeah, get down in there, buddy. Alright, not as deep as I wanted to get in, but still better than he was. And what I can do is kind of, no, that didn't really work, but we can fill it up around a little bit and hopefully it'll be alright. Broccoli. Well, now we need, here's what I'll do. Alright guys, we're gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna get some labels written up, that way we can just throw them on. And I'm gonna get a pan, probably 2 bottom water trays that I can just pop them in as soon as they're filled so they can start bottom watering, and that'll be a huge difference for us. That way we can just bust all this out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the silence ended because I had my girl up. That's part of why they were being quiet. She's not walking past them, you know, bothering them. And oh, I'm sure you can hear it in the background. I'll be quick. So she started wanting to go to the bathroom, brought her outside, and of course they're freaking out. So I was gonna go ahead and throw you guys to a time lapse anyway while I make all these labels and transplant all the plants, and then I'll show you at the end. So if you have any questions, please message me. But I may do 1 or 2 more if they get quiet, where I'll show you in detail. For now, we'll just time lapse it. That was method number 1. I got most of the way into the video and found that that was actually causing me to break my seedlings. So I switched. I'm not using that weeder tool. I am doing a different method with just my hand, and I'm going to show you guys. And now I'm getting non-broken, happy seedlings, and hopefully their stems won't rot. So here's the second method. I am just I have an empty cup and a full cup of soil. So I have the exact amount of soil that I need. Both cups have holes, it's fine. It's gonna go on the floor, I'll sweep it up. I'm putting maybe probably 2 inches of soil. So it's to here in the cup. I can see the line from the sun coming through. Then I'm taking my seedling cup and I'm truly just taking both of these fingers and reaching on either side of the seedling until I'm a couple inches down, and I'm kind of like slowly wiggling my fingers. I'm kind of like going like this until I'm getting lower and closer together. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm just like barely wiggling until they're just tiny bits at a time getting lower and closer together, which gives me the ability to pull out this whole thing. I can't tell if there's roots because there's so much coconut husk in here, but a lot of the other ones I could tell there were roots because I didn't get quite as much soil. And then I take this hand and I just barely dig down into this tiny bit of soil that's in there. It's not all the way to the bottom, but it's a good bit down. And then I drop it in and I kind of lay this other stuff flat, all the other soil that I clumped up with it that it didn't need. And that kind of fills in the hole a little bit. So I've still only got about that much soil, but my sprout is not broken. And then I gently pour non-wet soil onto the stem at an angle so it doesn't break it. And that seems to be working quite well. So now I have a happy little cabbage. This one's cabbage. Looks the same as broccoli, but and then after that, because this soil is dry, even though it just came from moist soil, sometimes I'll pile up the soil around the side of it just a little gently. But I don't know if that's gonna rot it, so I'm just being super, super gentle, and I don't even know if any of these are gonna make it, because the stems may not like this, but we're gonna try anyway. So then I immediately drop it into my bottom water tray. I almost broke a few saplings just now dropping it in, because it is a tight space in here, and I gotta make sure. Oh no, there we go. Whew, everybody survived. Okay, so what's happening here? Why is this here? Oh, that's right, I see. He's probably okay. He can come over here for a second. There we go. So some of these did not make it. I'm hoping maybe they'll be okay if I bottom water them and just leave them, even though the stems broke. The only reason I think that might be a possibility, oh, forgot my labels. Don't forget your labels. The only reason that might be a possibility that it might survive, the only reason I think it would be, is because I broke a cabbage however long ago. The day that I brought all these guys in here, so almost a week ago, 6 days ago, and I got the shelf moved, and a whole cup of cabbages got killed, and then one cabbage stem broke. I assumed it would be dead by now. It's been 6 days. It still looks just as healthy as the other cabbages, and it doesn't look any smaller than them. So I'm thinking it's still growing, and I went ahead and repotted it anyway. Maybe it'll be okay. And if that's the case, maybe all of the broken ones will be okay. So we're just gonna try. If it doesn't work, that's okay. I'm gonna plant pretty much the same amount either way. But let's label these, and then we'll hop back to our time lapse. Boop. And boop. I like to use paper for my labels. I write on it with pencil, not pen, because I've heard lead stays better, and it does stay better for me, that's for sure. I don't know if that's safe to throw in your composter when you're done, because you might be adding lead to your stuff. So some of these I could probably just add soil to help. All right, I'll be right back. Let's do a time lapse. All right, guys, so I love this second method, grabbing the little plants out. Just, it feels more natural with gardening. But these guys look really good. A lot of my first ones, I had them just right against the side because I was kind of scared to pour soil on all sides of them, being that they're so thin and scrawny. But I did it with these guys, and they're actually doing really good. So I'm gonna try it with the rest, and I think that's gonna help me feel a lot better about my tomatoes. And they just look so much prettier. They look how a sapling should look. So here is my white Corona cauliflower. It is a 30-day cauliflower once you put it in the ground, obviously. So It's got about 30 days and 6 weeks, but looking pretty good. Back to the time lapse. All right, guys, that is all for the transplants. So all of these actually have not been transplanted, and neither have any of these. I don't know how you can see those 3 rows right there, but and this guy hasn't either because he's fresh, so he's just waiting to earn his color first. These guys have been transplanted. All of these guys and both of these, plus all of these. And this little one that's hiding over here. Well, he technically wasn't transplanted. He had 2 taken from him. But all of these were transplanted. Some of them didn't get... This is the one that actually broke while I was doing it. So he probably won't make it. And then this is kind of before I got really good at it. So some of these look a lot better than others in terms of, you know, being pushed against the side versus being perfectly in the middle. However, I think they all look better than they did. And I think they're all gonna do okay, except this guy. I think this guy might die. But that's all right, you know, I had a feeling that would happen. And then, last bit, we did these 4. So, that is everybody. Most of these guys are looking pretty good. Can't wait to see them grow. And I have some extra cups left, but I do not have enough soil to fill all of my cups, especially these. And the rest of these today, I might possibly replant a few more of those. Not any of the ones I already did, even though they aren't as sturdy in there as I'd like them to be. I don't want to shock them anymore. I think I possibly replanted all the ones I want to today, but I do need to for sure start more seeds today, and I'm going to record that as well. I'm also going to do a seed variety video today for you. So keep an eye out for those, but I don't have enough soil, and I don't want to start the task and get part of the way through it and then have to come back along later and finish it, because I probably won't, and then I'll have started seeds on different days. So I'm going to grab some soil while I'm out at lunch and come back after lunch, and we will start some seeds today before the end of the work day. I like to try and get everything done by 5 p.m. usually if I can. Sometimes, obviously, if I end up having to work full time while managing the garden, I am not going to be able to do that. So all of the things going in these cups are going to be going into the bathroom. I have not actually counted how many I need, to be fair, so I'm going to record that seed video and we'll find out. And it's probably going to be a mess in here while we do it because it's freezing cold outside, but that's okay. So anyway, let's get to it. So that is all I've got for this one in terms of transplanting. I will keep you guys updated as to whether or not the broccoli and the broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. I knew it was another C word. I will keep you updated on the broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage and whether they seem to make it or if their stem ends up rotting. I'm going to be really sad if it does, but I've got to keep myself realistic and understand it probably will. I'll pretty much keep you updated on all the seeds, but for now, that is all, guys. So thank you for joining Sage and Spice Farms on this awesome transplanting day. I bless you all and have a great day.